Well, Madison, we've had a crazy month with this new magazine, but we thought we would sit down, talk a little bit about the magazine
Mhm.
because it went so fast.
Oh my gosh,
And
yes.
also, since it is a special Peach Festival edition, we thought we'd talk to our viewers about what's going on for the Peach Festival. There's a ton of things going on. So I thought we'd cover the magazine, um, and then we'll get into what's in the middle of the magazine, which is the events.
That's the exciting
Yeah.
part.
And there's not a lot of detail in that because it comes out so early
Hmm.
that I thought we would also talk about a little bit of the things that aren't in there. But I wanted to talk to you about the magazine because I was so impressed with you. And, it's only your second year being the
Hmm.
editor in chief of this magazine, and you've never done a magazine before until last year. And, you started off we started off shaky, okay? We could, you know what? We could even tell them the story.
Of last year?
Yeah, of our Upwork
Oh,
nightmare.
oh my gosh. Sure.
We send our articles and
Hmm.
our ads and everything to a guy on Upworks. We use Upworks quite a
Hmm.
bit, and he was in Ukraine,
Hmm.
and yeah, he got bombed.
Yeah.
And he disappeared and he was in a bomb shelter. So he disappeared the week we were supposed to have all of the articles in.
We're like, where are you? Are
And
you okay?
yeah, and we looked for him for days.
Yes.
And we finally heard from one of his coworkers, and they tried, but we were a week
Hmm.
out from having to get it to print. And you and I had to rewrite the entire magazine
Oh yeah.
in 5 days.
I think there
So,
was a few all-nighters in there with the
yeah,
both of us.
yeah,
I'd call you at midnight and be like, does this look okay?
yeah.
I think it looks fine. My eyes are crossing.
I was in St. Lucia for my birthday, and we communicated back and forth to one another. And yeah, it was crazy.
Mm.
If we didn't have Christine Mel's on too,
No.
working on helping us. I mean, she did both the front cover and the back cover,
Hmm.
where we actually take it to a different printer. So she got those 4 pages done, and we just made our deadline. It was crazy. So this year was so much
It
easier.
was so smooth this year. I felt so calm.
Yeah,
I wasn't up until 2 a.m. I don't think you were up until 2 a.m. with
right.
this.
Yeah, it was almost a breeze.
Yeah.
So, because we have some really good contributors.
Hmm.
The magazine starts off with our cover.
Hmm.
And this year we picked the Village Park because it's near and dear to my heart.
And it's
And
beautiful.
it's beautiful and it's done. And it wasn't finished last
Mhm.
year. And we did go through what the progress was, last year. So this year it graced our cover and we love it. And it went on our billboard,
Hmm.
and there was a ton of reactions. I don't think we have ever gotten this many positive
Yeah.
reactions ever to a magazine.
Well, I've had people stop me and say, like, before they even open the magazine, that this is beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm so glad.
And it looks peachy.
Yeah, it's peachy.
Thanks to Christine
Oh, yeah.
Melzon, who always helps us with our cover and
Hmm.
our design. So we love her, and she's one of our contributors. I just want to start off on the first page, which would be the inside, which is a message from me, the founder of the Mitt TV. And, you know, everybody, we've been doing this for 6 years now.
Hmm.
I think this is the sixth edition. Yeah.
Yeah.
And every year it just gets better and better. Or maybe we just get better at doing it. I don't know. But from the very first version to the sixth version,
Hmm.
it's it's been incredible. You know, the Mitt itself and all of our team, have grown with the technology.
Hmm.
We've added, our new technology to, what we do every day. I mean, the reels that you produce for us as our marketing manager. Um, we've added that. We've added QR codes
Mm-hmm.
and all of that kind of thing that everybody is using for communication. So on the other side, underside of the front cover is a QR code, which I just thought was the coolest thing. And Brendan, I think you're going to bring that up as to what it directs you to. So a lot of people don't know what QR codes are. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we do have an older resident here in Romeo, but just explain to the audience what you do with that.
Well, I think it's a way to just condense information into a way that can easily get it on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're, on a normal smartphone, you can open up your camera app and then kind of hover over that code. And it'll link you directly to our YouTube page. You
Right,
can click on it. So you don't have to worry about writing it down or being like, I want to make sure that I subscribe right now.
right.
If you write it down, you might lose that piece of paper later on, but you can have it right there. And it's
Right.
just scanned on your phone.
And it's so easy. It gives you this little yellow box
Mm-hmm.
when the camera knows that it's focused, and then right at the bottom you see this bright little yellow box that has our website
Mm-hmm.
name on it. So it takes you directly to our website. It takes you to our YouTube channel where you can subscribe to all of our programming. It'll show you all the
Mm-hmm.
commercials that Brendan and his team have been doing, which are hilarious. I can't wait for people to see the new one for the Romeo High School sports. It's hilarious. I think that's it right there on the far left. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then ad, our commercial for Start Our Podcast today for everybody who, oh, that's hilarious too. Brendan, you've done a great job on those. We thank you for all that. And then it brings you into our regular podcasting. So it's really nice start
Mm-hmm.
for an introduction to our company. So I really like that one this year. So our next, and always our first one up on our magazine is always an article about the Peach Queens. And this year's Peach Queen is Joanna Cowles,
Mm-hmm.
and she's just a peach.
She's so cute.
She is.
I see her going around town. I'm like, oh my God, she has the embodiment of
Yes.
Peach Festival.
She's so busy. They think a lot of people just think they get on a parade float and they float through the Peach Festival doing the parade wave. Do you have yours down?
Yeah, it's wrist,
Just
wrist, elbow, elbow.
there you go. There you go. Have you been a Peach Queen?
No.
Okay, we have to get you on a parade one day, so you can practice that. But a lot of people think that she's just a figurehead
Mm-hmm.
and she's on a parade. Her and her court and her runner-up are just for the Peach Festival,
Mm-hmm.
but they are busy from the point that she's awarded the crown all year,
Yeah.
and they fundraise. They do a lot of causes, and they have photo moments everywhere. So she's a busy young
Mm-hmm.
woman. So we love her. And her and the runner-up will be on the big Peach Festival, Peach Queen um, float,
Yeah,
right? We still call them floats.
I think so.
Yeah.
They're still floats.
Yeah, yeah, they're floats. But they've redone it. It's beautiful,
I
and we'll
haven't
see
seen
it
I'm
on
excited.
Monday. It's going to be gorgeous. So, I want to talk a little bit about the contributors this year because you're right there in the top, editor in chief. How is it to be editor in chief again?
Well, I'm really excited about it. I think the difference between last year and this year is I'm familiar with the team that we've been working with,
Yeah,
and just the lessons that we learned last year I was able to apply this year, and I don't it was just really exciting.
yeah,
You
it's
know,
fun.
I felt calm because it was a new experience last year. I'm learning all these new things.
And that's true
Hmm.
too. I mean, with it, and we did have a really good um, young lady that worked with us from Upworks.
Oh yes.
We saw her work last year.
Hmm.
When I was looking for somebody else, it wasn't in a bomb shelter. And I was just impressed with the magazines that she had produced. And she was the same way. She was just so calm and
Hmm.
joyful. She goes, "Oh, I'm just loving this magazine. It's turning out so well."
And she
So it
like
was a joy.
responded to us
Hmm.
and was very just, hey, this is a great idea. Let me see if I can get back to you that I can, show off what's in your
Right.
brain.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she did it.
Yeah, she did.
It's so pretty.
It is. It is. A lot of people said it. It looks like our magazine. The hog high glossy. That was a pretty good
Ooh.
compliment. So, and as you can see, um, you know, why this magazine was so popular is because of our contributors.
Mm-hmm.
And you being one, and you wrote a couple articles, and our feature writer is Jerry Fryman, and he has written for us since our first issue.
Wow.
And he's from Romeo. He's born and bred here,
Mm-hmm.
and he's an incredible writer. And he's done a lot of work in the media business.
Mm-hmm.
And he often, believe me, uh, I text him all the time. He texts me all the time. He's like, I got this great idea for this article. Hey, do you want this article on so and so? And he's very in touch with
Mm-hmm.
our area. So we couldn't do it without him.
No.
No way. So he writes for us not only in our yearly or our annual magazine, but he also writes for us on our online,
Mm-hmm.
on the mitttv magazine, because a lot of people don't realize, but we publish articles all year round
Oh yeah.
on our website and on our Facebook page. So we just love Jerry, and he brought to the table a new writer for us, Ot- Shelley Ottenbacher.
Yeah.
What a last name. And you'll see her stories in this magazine
Mhm.
too. And then we have Rebecca Olson.
I love Rebecca.
She's a hoot. She's you worked with her a lot, because if we didn't have her, we found several years ago
Mm-hmm.
that if you don't have another editor that doesn't know anything about the articles, the people, the area, or anything, they pick up a lot more spelling errors, and
Oh
then
yeah.
mostly grammar errors. Because we can go through our own articles, and I mean, we have that rule. Everyone has to lay eyes on the article before it's published.
But then how many times are we looking at that article and then we create those shortcuts in our brain? Oh,
Right.
I know what this means.
Yeah.
I know what I said. And then no one else does.
Right. And no one sees it because
Yeah.
we're all reading past it because we
Mm-hmm.
already know the material. So she saved our ass on a couple things that we just missed.
Mm-hmm.
So Rebecca Olson is actually from Minnesota, and she lives in a beautiful spot in Minnesota, and she's an editor and a journalist,
Mm-hmm.
and she specializes in small businesses and this kind of thing. So we got her on board this year, and we were really glad she did, because she caught some amazing errors. So
Can we keep her?
yes, we're
Okay.
keeping her. She's agreed to go on to our
Okay.
next, because we have had many people, especially um, businesses and restaurants and bars that are in this area, that are asking for more advertising,
Mm-hmm.
and they love the magazine, and we have had a ton of requests to do a quarterly magazine. So you and I are investigating it,
Mm-hmm.
and if it's feasible to do, we're going to start doing a quarterly
Exciting.
magazine. So yeah. So our final contributor is Christine Malzahn, and we could not do this magazine without her. She helped me in the very beginning when I was basically running this magazine on my own, and with Jerry. And she's just been a key factor. She owns a business, a
Mm-hmm.
printing business, Romeo Printing, which you'll see in these beautiful pages, an ad for them. You'll also see them in the backdrop of our parade broadcasting, because they're gracious enough to loan us their front
Mm-hmm.
of their studio, of their business, so we can bring all of our equipment to live broadcast and switch, and make our magic.
It's the perfect spot.
It is a perfect spot. They just come in. They're just coming into town.
Mm-hmm.
We get all of the floats first, so we thank her very much for her support. And then we come to our page with our peaches. We love this page. We thought it was so pretty. It also, it just talks about our features and the ads that we have. Our first article was a hometown hero, and I know you're a huge fan, as
Oh,
everyone is, of Kendra.
I love her. She's just she's such a big personality,
Hmm.
and she cares so much because I've only really met her this year, but seeing her work with her students, I've seen the work at the school, and then, you know, you can't go wrong with K Block's
Yeah.
barbecue.
Yes.
Like that love that she gives to her students
Hmm.
is put straight into her business too.
And her food. And her food,
Mm.
and which is amazing. K Blocks has been a supporter of the Mitt TV since day one, since our inception. And, this photo right up in front, and with her and her family,
Mhm.
she called me and she said, "Where'd you get that photo?" I love it. Because it just embodies her character.
Yeah.
She's just always, I mean, we've done podcasts with
Hmm.
her. We filmed her for, of course, Hometown Hero. And this year she was the recipient of
Oh
that
yeah.
chamber award. And I know you work for the chamber too.
Mhm.
We share you.
I'm
And
shared.
you're shared with two great companies. But, I know you were instrumental in putting that whole thing together. And it's
Mhm.
amazing. It's a beautiful celebration. It's one of our favorite summer events. It's held behind the chamber.
Mhm.
And just to see how many people showed up to well wish
Yeah.
Kendra was incredible.
Well, she asked, how many people in this audience are my students?
Students.
And I don't know, like over half of the audience raised their hand.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh. It was amazing. And people were crying.
Yeah.
I'm like, this
Yes.
is why we love her so much. She's
Yeah.
made such an impact. Her students, their kids are her students too. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
35 years. That's a long time. And she's young. She's
Hmm.
very young. You can see that in that photo right there. Those are her prides and joys. And she's gone on to, now they just opened a new K Blocks in Oxford,
Yes.
which is really good. I've visited there. Of course, the food is as wonderful as it is here. And she did the nicest thing for us.
Hmm.
And she got out in front of her restaurant, and she had the magazine. She goes, "I love this magazine. Thank you so much for putting me in it." And she was very thankful. And we love her.
Yeah.
And she's always going to be involved in Romeo. She's not leaving. She's just moving up. So,
She'll be around.
she'll be around. So, we also have a page which we always try to bring a little history,
Hmm.
and we're going to continue to do that. You and I have spoken about that. And this is one of our first Peach Queens that actually had the title of Peach Queen, because before
Hmm.
it was Miss Romeo.
Oh.
So, and her name was Lois Beale, and
Yeah.
oh,
Oh.
she's a beautiful woman.
I think that was one of Jerry's brainchild.
Yes,
He's like, we have an extra page that we need to fill.
right.
This.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes,
Yeah,
perfect.
it was perfect. It ran right next to Kendra's, and it kind of opened the magazine
Mhm.
into, the subject of the Peach Festival. So we love that. And again, he comes up with the greatest ideas, and he finds it. He finds the
Mhm.
photos, he finds the stories, and then he calls the people and does the interviews. So
And he's like, I've got it done. Do you want it? And
yeah.
we're like, yes,
Yeah.
we want it. We love it.
He's easy. He is. So the one of our main articles too, after Kendra's, is our green space,
Hmm.
and this is a grassroots movement in the village of Romeo, and the title is "This Place Matters,"
Yeah.
because it took where we used to have the middle school and then the junior high. Well, we've all been moving around in buildings, but this one actually had to come down.
Yeah.
And the board the actually owns that,
Mhm.
the school board and the admin. So when the building came down and everybody saw this beautiful space open up, everybody kind of, the developer saw it, And this group saw it and said, wait a minute, let's not develop this.
Let's take a minute.
Yeah, let's take a minute and see if we can get enough people together and enough money together, which is the most difficult thing.
Yeah.
And see if we can make another green space because this is a beautiful village. But as you know, and I know because I worked on the last green space, the village park, we need more parks.
Yeah.
We need more gathering spaces.
I think one of the most impactful images that I saw from this green space project was I was shown a map about how much just commercial area we have, how much pavement we have.
Yeah.
And then you see a little green square over here, and that's the village park.
Yeah.
And then you see where the green space is.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, just talking in percentages with the people coming in and out, having more green space to spread out, encourage the wildlife.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Seems a no-brainer.
And it's the main reason why people move in and buy the homes. I mean, it's the reason why the houses in the village sell like that. Because people want to raise their children and live in a village environment. They want to be able to walk and eat and drink. They want to be able to walk their kids to school, and they want to be able to hang out in parks. Because if we have learned one thing after COVID is we need to be able to gather. We need to be able to run into people that we don't know and talk to them and interact with them because we're addicted to our phones and we still crave interaction with other people.
Yeah. You need to have that shared experience. Even if you don't know someone, if we're sitting in the same park,
right,
and, the most beautiful little bunch of butterflies go by, we both experience that and we can look at each other and go, did you just see that?
Yeah.
Even if we never speak to each other again, it's that sort of connection.
Yep. And you walk away with a smile on your face because you just talked to another soul. It always energizes me when I talk to new people. And this group, we are part of this group. We're not only, the Mitt is a corporate sponsor of this movement, and they have gathered a little over the $350,000. That was their goal by this point. So now they're able to start putting the plans together and everything. So we did an article on them and this whole movement, and we so hope we have such a huge support group.
Oh yeah,
that really want this to happen. So we just basically have to find the time and the money.
Oh yeah,
and parks are expensive.
That's true.
So, and then our middle article is our lovely Lisa McLean. We love her here. She has a huge fan base here in Romeo. They had a gathering for her last night at the Peach Festival with the band and everything, and it was packed. It was packed.
Everyone's like, Lisa.
Yeah, because she's a hometown girl.
Yeah.
And the McLean family, and Hans Bank have been instrumental in growing this village, supporting this village. And they're a big supporter of the Mitt too. So we wanted to talk a little bit about just the basics on what she's been doing since she went to Washington. She's running unopposed.
Yeah.
So, because everyone likes her. No, everyone says, I can't beat her. I'm not spending the money to try to beat her. But basically, Jerry, interviewed her. She has a very busy schedule, as you can imagine. And she talks about, her heart, basically, and why she went to Washington, why she chose to, put herself out, her family out to do this. So
yeah, I think that's one of the things I like most about this article is it brings out more of who she is, not just who you see, like not just the paperwork, but you see her family, you see her background and how much she cares for the community.
Right. Yeah. And you see her on the videos that they televise when she's up and she's tearing into somebody. She's smaller than me. She's my only friend that I can go like this to and look down at.
She's your pocket friend.
She's my pocket friend. But she's just a fireball and very intelligent, very driven, and she loves her country.
Oh yeah.
So we thought we should feature her in the magazine this year.
I was seeing her this morning go around. There was a an event honoring some of the people involved with the Peach Fest. And I
Yes.
saw her going around saying hi to everyone. She'd go to people she didn't know and be like, "Hey,
Yep.
nice to meet you." And she was just a big smile on her face the
Yeah.
whole time.
And she was doing that all last night.
Yeah.
And it ran long. There was a ton of people,
Hmm.
and she couldn't sit down and enjoy herself. You know, she was just, and she's everywhere.
Yeah.
And you very rarely get a representative to actually represent your,
Hmm.
your town, your district, your area at Washington that you actually see at home. So it's a very unique situation, and we thank her for being our representative in
Hmm.
Washington. So our next article um, comes from our online magazine.
Hmm.
Each year we feature one of our online articles. And, I can't stop talking about our students.
They're amazing.
They are. It's just, I don't know. Everybody says, oh, yeah, we got the best schools, we got the best kids. We do have the best schools, and we do have the best teachers and kids and parents.
Hmm.
Because I think, especially with these two families, because I know both of these families, they are at every game.
Oh
They're,
yeah.
involved in so many community things. Our parents get involved.
Hmm.
And I think that's what makes the good kids. And I mean, we see talent, we see early entrepreneurship, and these two, Levi Allen and Layla Babbage, they received the Chelsea Pasco Award this year at the Chamber of Commerce. What's it called?
It's the Emma Awards.
Hmm. Very
And
prestigious
very,
award.
very prestigious. It's where the chamber honors some of the community's most involved members, different business milestones, and honoring the students. And I believe this is the first year that we've had two students
Yes.
for the award
Hmm.
because they were just so amazing. The leadership skills in Levi was
Yes.
just,
He rocks.
he stood up during the award ceremony and we asked him, hey, what do you want to be? And he said, I want to be a farmer.
Yeah.
We're like, yes.
Yeah.
That's the most hardworking
Hmm.
like job you can have.
Right.
Putting
And
that effort in. And he's like, this is what I want to do.
yeah.
We're like, we love you.
Yeah. And he wants to bring new technology,
Hmm.
to that field. And it's so refreshing to see a young man this young and Layla, because I mean you look at some of the people that we've had, the students that we've had, and they've done these amazing projects, and we wonder how they came up with the idea.
Yeah.
And during the Emmas, we get to recognize and learn about these kids, and I always walk away with going, okay, i'm I'm less fearful of our future in this
Yeah.
world because of these kids.
Well, Layla, one of the big things that she was nominated for was she had a Valentine's Day project.
Yeah.
And she wanted to make sure that no one was, left without a Valentine on Valentine's Day. And it just
We all know how that feels.
she just it showed how big her heart was.
Yeah.
It's like I want to make sure that everyone feels loved.
Right.
It's that's what it's about.
Yeah. 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 Like that hits home too, because I was raised a Jehovah's Witness.
Mhm.
So at Valentine's, I'd have to go to the office and sit in the office because you weren't allowed to do any
No.
parties, in the classroom. So I know when she started talking about that, I went, that reaches into my heart.
Gosh.
So you make sure you give me a Valentine next year, okay?
Okay, I'll have to
All
put
right.
it on my calendar.
Okay. All right. It'll be my first Valentine.
Oh,
But
all
I
right.
thought, for her to even think about that is just extraordinary.
Oh yeah.
And then actually one of our ads, our full page ads, is with one of our podcasts that has been really, I mean, she's been killing it. It's been extremely
I
popular.
love this podcast.
Yeah. And you've been able to create some reels from
Mhm.
here that are extremely educational.
Yeah. Well, I watched through all the podcasts,
Mhm.
making those reels, and we see the lovely Michelle
Yes,
Milo,
Michelle Milo,
in guests.
the host.
Um.
She has extraordinary guests every month.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't have a background in any sort of real estate, home insurance, anything. And I'm watching her podcast. I'm like, oh, I should be writing this down.
I
I know I'm
know.
supposed to be working on reels,
Yeah.
but this is, let me just put this in my notes here.
Yeah.
And it's so educational and it's spoken to you. So I have no background.
Right.
I understand what she's saying.
Yeah. That's
And
what
the
I like about it
guests
too.
that she has are the same way.
Right.
They explain it. I understand. And I feel like I could ask any of them a question
Yeah.
and not be like, oh, well, you don't know about insurance.
Right. Yeah. And well, and you're not even at that point that, you're buying or
Mhm.
selling a home, but it's good information to go in as
Yeah.
you get to that point. Because I've learned, I remember one of their podcasts was about what was the most important room that you should work on, that you
Hmm.
should make sure that it's on point. And I thought, okay, what room would that be? It has to be the living room. No, it has to be the kitchen.
Hmm.
It was the bathroom.
It's the bathroom.
I'm like, really? I don't spend a lot of time in the bathroom. I spend more time in my kitchen, thank goodness. But that was really educational for
Yeah.
me, because I've sold and bought
Hmm.
homes and all that. So I've really learned from it too. So we have Heidebrecht Chevrolet that supports us all the time, is always in our magazines and the Hans Group
Hmm.
and People Driven. And then we have the Abbey, our baby, the, the sweetheart of the village.
Well, this was our cover last year.
It was, and this has been, this effort of Jeff and Lisa Rapp.
Hmm.
And, the Rapp family has just embraced this whole idea of not only purchasing a church that was failing
Hmm.
and that probably would have been taken down if,
Yeah.
a number of different churches, moved in. They didn't realize the maintenance and the cost to maintaining this historic
Hmm.
building. This is one of our most historic buildings in the village of Romeo. And I could not imagine not seeing that tower as I drive.
Yeah.
All the way from Shelby, you can see that tower.
It's like the skyline would be different and
Oh, yeah.
something's wrong here. Something's missing.
Right. It
You know.
would be. Our heart would be missing because I really believe the Abbey Church is the heart of the village.
Hmm.
And the Rapp family believe that too. And Lisa Rapp has just taken this on as as an amazing project. Just this morning, she called me from the hospital. She's has a serious tendon and
Hmm.
Achilles tendon surgery,
Wow.
and she's calling me to tell me that 100-year-old woman is coming in to tour and to see the inside of the church
Aw.
because she has a history with the church. And it was just it's an incredible story, and
Hmm.
they run into these all the time. But for them to, you know, lay down the stew for this building and
Yeah.
then restore it at the level that they restored it.
And they've kept the history.
Yeah,
They have the raw brickwork in there that's just gorgeous. And it's kind of
exactly.
peeking through some areas. And you see
Yeah.
the light coming in through all the stained glass. It's
It's
beautiful.
it is. In fact, the last time I think you and I were both there was the green space. There's a lot
Mhm.
of people that come in and do events there, weddings, yoga. So it's really become a central place for our people to
Yeah.
gather. So we thank the Raps, especially Lisa, who has just put her heart and soul. She's in a hospital bed and she's worried
She's
about
like,
her Abby, So I love Metro Electric. I know
they're amazing.
yeah. They're a huge supporter of the Mitt and the Peach Festival. And
Mhm.
yesterday, they had their 5/10K run walk, which is extremely successful every
Hmm.
year. I think they've been doing it for 4 or 5 years.
Sounds right.
So
I feel like this year was number 5.
yeah, I think
I
so
think.
too. So they're everywhere. And I mean, the Brewers, their entire family is always involved in
Hmm.
the community. So they did their 5K run. It started off at the middle school yesterday, and we had Larry Fortan there, and he filmed all the aerial because it's really hard to cover it from the ground.
Yeah.
So
People run past you and like,
yeah,
Am I
What's
supposed to
that?
be running with them?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Yeah. So we started uploading that today, so
Mhm.
you'll be able to see that on the Mitt TV Facebook page and on the website. And as soon as we get them up to YouTube, we'll have them stored up in YouTube too.
Yeah, I was
But
looking at them earlier today,
they look
and
good.
just the pictures that he captures, they're so
Mhm.
clear from so far away. It's
Yeah.
such good quality.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, I think I know this person as I'm zooming in.
Zooming in.
Who
Well,
are you?
he yeah, he actually films it as it leaves
Hmm.
the middle school, and then he zooms up and he shows all the streets that they run down, and then of course the winners. So, and you'll see the winners on the Mitt TV probably by tonight. If I
Yeah.
can get back there and get it there, it takes a long time to download those videos. So he's amazing. He'll be covering the car show,
Hmm.
Pat Ringhe's car show, and the car parade, and of course the main parades. And he's also covering Kids Fest,
Hmm.
Ariel. So he covers all the major events for us because it's so hard to cover it on the ground.
Yeah.
And then he's going to have those beautiful night views of the carnival rides.
That's the best
Yeah.
shots. Seeing the Ferris wheel,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's the fair.
I love that. So our next article is about Jack Frost,
Hmm.
the Auto Museum, and you know the owner Dale Wells. We did a feature on him because he again is someone who has really put in a lot to this community.
Yeah.
I've known him forever, and the time that he has taken and the money
Yeah.
he's taken, to restore Grays.
Hmm.
And maybe we'll have to have another article about that next year when it's done.
Yeah.
But the the Jack Frost Auto Museum, it combines the historic classic cars and the history of that property, which is actually in Washington Township. But that is the most beautiful property I've
Yeah.
ever seen, and I was born and raised here. And you always wondered
It's like where
what is behind that long driveway?
yeah.
Because you could never see it because there was apple trees in front of it. And I've gone to several events with at that site, and I mean you can see the photos. Look at that! Look at that rock, the
Wow.
rock wall. That entire house and all of the fencing is all that artistic. Look at how they laid those rocks. The house and the museum and everything.
Hmm.
The grounds are just beautiful.
And I think
Um,
behind the house there's that little pond
yeah,
where it's so calm,
it looks
you
like on
know.
Golden Pond. It
Yeah.
does.
Everything's just it's glass.
Yeah, yeah,
It's so calm there. And I think it was nominated for a Hidden Gem Award.
yes.
And I completely see,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
driving past.
yeah,
I'm like, where'd it go?
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
And there's a lot of property. He
yeah.
has a ton of property there. They're actually doing two things that people love around here, and they sell out very quick.
Hmm.
September 7th, which is right after Labor Day, they have their fifth annual charity beer tasting. Which, if you haven't had enough of the beer tent this weekend, go to the beer tent or go to the beer testing. It's $50 RSVP only, so
Hmm.
buy your tickets early, and it's from 3:30 to 6 p.m. on September 7th, and it'll give you the chance to see the grounds. And they always do an extraordinary job. And the next one they have, which is October 5th, is their fourth annual Jack Frost Fall Festival. And that's again RSVP only. Get your tickets quick
Hmm.
because we
It
go to
sells
it
out.
every year and it sells out quick. I mean, we get big groups of people to go. It's so cool. They have all these bonfires
Hmm.
and hay rides and food and music. And last year it was so cold and rainy, but we had a
Everyone's bundled
blast.
together.
Everyone's bundled.
Yeah.
They are in their flannels. Everybody can't wait to get fall on anyways around here. So,
Yeah, I think the first time that I've gone to one of their events was the wine tasting a few months
yep.
back. And the singer that they have, she's just amazing.
Yeah.
She'll sit in the chair and she'll just,
Oh.
her arm does a little princess
You
wave.
probably like that theatric stuff.
Oh,
Should get up there and sing with her.
I don't know about that.
Can you sing?
I don't really do musicals that
Oh,
often.
okay.
I try.
Oh,
I do like the straight
I know your
acting,
background's theater, so
the drama.
drama, drama. So, not, last, but right inside of our cover is a page for our executive director, Brendan Schreiber, who's producing this today. And, I bug him every year to put a page together. And he's like, I don't have time to do that. It's like, but he always does. He always gives us a little gift of time and puts something together
Mhm.
because he doesn't want me to do it because he thinks I'm very wordy. And I am. Right, Brendan? Oh, you're not going to answer
Absolutely.
Um,
me? Absolutely. But seriously, Brendan, I plug you to in everywhere because I just think you're extraordinary and the way you've led this team at the Mitt, Madison can attest to this, has been extraordinary. Your talent, your creativity, we just love you. And we're so glad that you've taken on the Mitt TV as your own.
Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. And then our big sponsor, which was our back page, is Dispo.
Dispo.
Yeah, and I noticed you got the photo of them reading the magazine in front of the building.
They were so excited. I didn't even walk in the doors yet, and they burst open and they're like, "Do you have magazines for us?" I'm like, "Yes, I do." And they're like, "Yes, this is what people have been bringing into us." We're
Yeah.
like, "Yes." So I just talked to them how much we appreciated them for being. I think this is the first year that we've had a back cover
Right.
sponsor,
Yeah.
and they were so excited. And they're like, "Does my hair look right? Does this look right?" And I'm like, you guys are fine."
They're always so joyful.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why they're so joyful?
I don't know. They've got a lot
I
of
think
energy,
they're
though.
testing their product. I had a guy there say he does edibles because it makes him like people more. I'm like, well, anything you have to do,
Oh, all right.
go ahead and do it. But yeah, they're they do a lot
Mhm.
for our community. They're always sponsors. They're
Oh, yeah.
always available. They love to get involved
Mhm.
in any way they can. So we thank them very much, and we're going to be doing some future work with them. We're dragging them in for a podcast,
Like,
so
we need you
people can
guys.
know their business a little bit better. So this weekend, and what we have in the middle of this magazine every year, because it is our Peach Festival magazine, is a guide
Mhm.
to the Peach Festival. Because, as you know, I was born and raised here, and everybody that comes in, they're like driving down Van Dyke, and they're
Like,
like,
where am I going?
where's the festival?
Mhm.
Because you don't really see the people on the streets until Monday when the parade starts.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, where is everything? You got art fairs, you've got Frontier Town, you've got
There's a new art fair this year.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Mhm.
Is that
Summit.
at the summit?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got Westview, we've got Frontier Town, Summit, all art fairs. And you know how people love art fairs.
Well, it's an art fair. You gotta go.
You got to go spend
There's different
something.
vendors in each spot. You
Yeah.
want to see all of them.
Right. Yep. So, and a lot of people don't realize that at the Lions Field,
Mhm.
not only is there a beer tent and a beers around the world, but there's also now, thanks to the Lions and the team that they've had in the last couple of years, who have been extraordinary, new blood.
Oh, yeah.
They've brought the Papa Joe's Pavilion and the food there. Because, hey, if you don't like hot dogs, french fries, and elephant ears, there's no food at the carnival.
Well, it's all
So-
fair food.
right.
There's a place for fair food.
Yeah, I had some of that last night.
Oh. What'd you have?
Rustic Bluebird had their food truck there, and we had their peach cobbler
Mm-hmm.
with vanilla ice cream and fresh roasted peaches with syrup over the top. They are very, very good, and they had to have a Kogel hot dog too.
Well,
So the Kogel guy was there. So even the best hot dogs are at Papa Joe's Pavilion. And what they've done this year, and I spoke to a couple of the Lions in charge of this, they always had their bands just under a little canopy tent on the ground. Sound was rough.
Yeah.
So now they have an actual bandstand. They have the sound stretching across the top and into speakers surrounding the pavilion, a huge area for dancing, eating. Everything is contained in there.
Yeah.
And it's just beautiful. And they have the tents and the tables.
You don't have to worry about rain or
No.
mud because it's
Yep.
all cement at the bottom.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yep. Yeah, they really have done an extraordinary job. So we thought that since, we're kind of doing this on Friday, the happenings really start on Friday night,
Yeah.
which is always focused on the Lions Field, field house, beer tent, and the pavilion. There's several bands, and there's bands everywhere. I mean,
Everywhere.
in Romeo. So we thought we would start with focusing on Saturday. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, of course, the big event, are when we really get the crowds.
Well, yeah.
And we get 40 to 50,000 people coming in to this little tiny town.
You can't walk through the sidewalks.
No.
No. Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me,
No.
pardon me.
Highly recommend parking at a friend's house and walking in. So don't come to my house. It's full. So everybody parks their cars at my house. So, but we have, starting on Saturday, we have early morning, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. We have Westview Orchards, Farm Market, Peachy Tent, which is everything peaches, which is fabulous, and flips. You got to stop at Westview for the flips. They're on 30 Mile Road at 65075 Van Dyke. Just get off the highway, turn left onto 30 Mile Road, and they're right there on the corner as you turn right to get to Romeo to go to the Peach Festival. So they have a lot happening. You'll see it. It's huge. They got the big corn stalks and all that up, and they'll be packed. And they have an art fair coming that's starting in the morning again. And then we have Kids Fest, which is at the park. The Village Park. Yay! The Village Park right there. And that's runs from 9:30 to 2 p.m. And we'll be having our guy in the sky on his eyeballs on to the Kids Fest because it's kind of nice to look at it.
You see all of them
from
running
there,
around,
too.
having fun,
Yeah.
playing games.
They've got
great
pony
time.
rides and all kinds of fun free things for the kids to do.
It's a good family event.
Yes. And that's on the corner of Rawls and Newberry,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was like,
Newberry.
where am I? What
I
street?
should know where it is.
It's over there.
It's over there. It's right behind the Masonic Temple, which is where I kind of tell everybody because they know where the Masonic Temple is. Right behind the Masonic Temple. So, and then we also have our Thumb Area Artists exhibition that's at Starkweather.
It's Starkweather.
Starkweather has a lot going on this weekend too.
They do a lot of good work.
They do.
I've gone through the exhibitions like, oh my gosh.
It's amazing.
And again, the students that submit their artwork is just, it's amazing.
You don't think that students are going to be at that level until you see like the winners. Yeah. And you go, wow, how can they be that good, that young?
How are you not a professional artist yet?
Right. Because you don't make any money until you die when you're a professional artist. My brother was an artist. So, but no, they always support our schools, our art programs, and they're wonderful people. We love both of them. We've got Fall Family Fun Kickoff at Westview Orchards, which we mentioned. That runs from 10 a.m. to 5. We got the Peachy Keen Craft Fair. Wow,
That's the new one.
That's the new one. That's at the Summit Entertainment Center, right?
Yes.
That's at 66600 Van Dyke. So stop by there. We have, and listen, our art fairs, there's not just 5 or 6 people there. I mean, there are tons of booths. So get there early before somebody gets the jewel and the wonderful jewel that you want. So we have from 10 to 6 also, which is the times that all the art fairs run. is the Frontier Annual
Mhm.
Labor Day Craft Show. And everybody knows where Frontier Town is. That's where you go to get ice cream.
Oh yeah.
That's where the Christmas store is. But it's right on 6733 Van Dyke. So just as you come into town, you can't miss it. Go down the hill. There's a ton of shops, and they're
Yeah.
all offering Labor Day specials. So
I always used to think Frontier Town was like a little Frankenmuth for some reason,
yeah,
just
it
because
is.
of the Christmas.
Oh yeah,
Like I'd walk into the country store and I'd be like, it smells like Frankenmuth in here.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's
It does.
7-year-old me.
Yeah.
I'd be like, we're in Frankenmuth, and my parents would be like, no, we're not, but close.
Yeah, well, with the country store, I used to
Yeah.
go there as a kid and get penny candy, and now we have Daily Blend next door
Mhm.
to it. I love Daily Blend. I could eat there every day. I love their shakes, and they're offering specials too this year. So they're open, I think, early morning because they always have their coffee and
Oh,
donuts and
yeah.
all that. So they have amazing pastries too. So
They're bagel bombs.
they're bagel bombs. They're the big hit. Everybody goes to get bagel bombs at and they're right in Frontier Town too. So they're packed. So get there early. We're looking at Gray's Opera House, which is the Masonic
Mhm.
Temple. Everybody knows it at Masonic Temple. They're going to have from noon to 7 p.m. smoked pulled pork and brisket sandwiches.
Ooh.
And I think their bar is open too. They always
Yeah.
have their bar open too. So, and then back to Westview Orchard. They're going to make their presentation in their schoolhouse winery. So they're going to have wine and hard ciders and all that available. You know, if your kids are driving you nuts, go have a drink at Westview. So, and then of course we have the Midway Carnival, all the
Can't go
rides.
wrong.
Yep. And the field house and all that happening on Saturday. So that's the lineup for Saturday. We have, of course, the L&L Products concert series with
That's
the live
another
music.
big person in our
Huge.
community.
Yes.
They're huge supporters.
Yep. We love them. The L&L products have always been like the go-to well for everybody who's looking for some type of donation for their cause, for school sport
Yeah.
and everything. They go to L&L. So, but they're going to have their from 2 actually to 11:30. So, and that's on that new bandstand
Oh yeah.
and at Papa Joe's concert. So, there's Casual Smile, which is easy listening. They kind of do, you know, quieter ones during the day so they don't blow your ears off. They know that there's families full, you
Yeah.
know, in the carnival area. And then Jukebox Junkies,
Those
So-
are always a hit.
they're huge. Yeah, they have a huge following. They pack that place. And then Blue Water King Band, which is kind of like 70s today party music.
All right.
So, and then there's everything you can possibly think of to drink, refreshments, and libations in the field house, which now backs up and is open to the pavilion area.
Yeah.
So whatever your heart desires, they have, and food, which is we love them because we've never had that kind of food besides our great restaurants, right?
Yeah.
So Sunday, the Sunday lineup is, you know, a big event. Our people, men love cars, women love cars, but for some reason, this area is all about antique cars and antiques. So, not only are we having the antique car parade, which is humongous. Wait until you see the aerial views of that.
Last year was the first year that I went to the car parade.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's fun too.
We're right at the end there, and all the little kids are like, rev your engines, rev your engines.
Throw me candy.
Throw me candy. And there was a little, I don't know who was doing it, but they had the little RC car,
Mm-hmm.
and the RC car had a little basket on top of it. It would
Oh.
drive up straight next to the classic cars and be like, candy?
Oh.
And I'd see the drivers, you know, drop little Tootsie Rolls in there.
Yeah.
And then they try doing a burnout, and then the RC car would just go, boom.
It's a blast, and their streets are packed.
Yeah.
I mean, they start lining up from basically the Dairy Queen
Mm-hmm.
all the way to way past Newberry, and I mean they're our guy on the street, Tim Meyer,
Tim.
Tim.
We love Tim.
We love him. And our crew is going to be interviewing everybody that comes through. He talks to them about the cars and all of that. And that's also live broadcasted. So if you can't make it, watch it from your easy chair at home. We are supposed to have great weather.
Yes.
We have great weather. I've been watching it.
It's supposed to be nice.
Yep. And sunny.
Yes.
So hopefully it's not as hot as it is today. So
today I feel like, everything's just kind of sticky.
Yep. But if you want to go out to a nice walk, it's all held at the Blue Water Trucking at 14889 33 Mile Road. You got to kind of snake around Bruce Township to get there. And they always have really, really nice cars. Yeah. And the people are sitting alongside and you can talk to them. And it's for the memorial of Pat Rinke. He was a dear friend of mine and he did a lot for this community. And his son, Nick, and their family have really kept up with his memory and the support. And, if you don't go to L&L, where do you go?
Blue Water Trucking.
Yeah. Blue Water. They're always supporting this community. So, and we're going to be covering them, that car show by Ariel with Larry Fortan. And then everybody comes to the pancake breakfast on Sunday. I can't believe how popular this is and how much people still love pancake breakfasts. But the Romeo Lions annual pancake breakfast is going to be at the Field House, Romeo Lions Clubhouse at 268 East Washington in Romeo. And it's kind of hard to get back there.
Yeah.
But just turn right on any street before you get to 32 Mile Road, or wait a minute, I should say turn east on any street because it could be coming from north. Yeah, my directions suck. So, but you can find it because there's so many people directing traffic, and also there's a ton of parking spaces everywhere you go off of Van Dyke. There's either a team that's dying for your parking for $5 or $7. So if you don't have a friend, then you can park your car at. Go to one of these parking places because they're supporting a lot of different clubs, a lot of different causes, and it's 1 block walking, maybe 2, maybe
good.
3. Yeah. So
if you want pancakes badly enough, you can walk 3 blocks.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's really it's very, very reasonable, and it's this huge community thing. They just pack people in there, and everybody talks and laughs, and before they go out and go to the carnival. So Sunday is a big day for the carnival too. All the rides are open. It's a great place to dump your kids. So
just leave them out there.
We've got Westview again. Their Peachy Tent, and then the art fair is running at the same times from 10 to 5. So get out there. And then we've got the Papa Joe's Pavilion. K-Blocks are going to be there. Papa Joe's Italian restaurant's going to be there. I ate there last night too. Gambino's Wood Fire Pizza. They make it right there.
I'm excited.
Yeah. And it's like burnt on the bottom. It's like that because it's real actual fire. It's actual wood. I think apple wood. So too bad we can't get them peach wood. And then Chachitas, Rolling Kitchen, Motor City Hot Dogs, which I tried one of those last night. He was mortified that I just wanted ketchup and mustard when he had all of these toppings. But I said, I'm a traditional hot dog eater. So, and then of course the Rustic Bluebird, they have their food truck there. It was filled it looked like their back wall was all peach pies. So they all
I don't know how they do it.
Peach pies. I don't know how they do it either. But the Kona Ice guy is there. Miller's Farm Marketplace. They have this huge area. They have donuts and everything there. And FAM's official Peach Festival merchandise. They were out there.
I love their new shirt.
The one about being local?
Yes. Yes.
I love it. Oh, I
think
just spit the word out.
oh no.
Sorry, Brendan.
I think I had messaged.
I got one.
You got one?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just like, hey guys, I love this shirt. They're like, who are you?
I
And I'm
know.
like, okay.
I tried to get them for the team, but I was too late. So, because we had to have logos and stuff on them, so that was my fault. But I saw it out there. What does it say? Don't harass
It's
me.
like,
I'm local. I'll
yeah,
kill you. No, no. I'm joking. I'm joking. Can you edit that? No, don't edit it. No, I thought it was really cute
Yeah.
because, you have so many tourists in this town come in,
But now
and you
people
want
are
everybody
gonna
to know I'm a local.
harass you then because they're
Right.
like, you're a local, you know where I'm supposed to go.
Right.
So it looks like an official, talk to me, I know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about shirt.
Bring
Like,
this guide and bring this magazine with you. And you can say, certainly, let me show you. Yes,
Right
it's at
here.
10 a.m. and it's on off of Van Dyke. Yeah. So you can be your own tour guide this
Okay.
weekend. So Sunday, there's a lot of the same things running, especially that are open on Friday and Saturday. And then the big day. Oh,
Big day.
and the car show. The car parade. When does the car parade start?
I know the step off
Brendan?
is at 7, right?
Yeah. Didn't you say they were lining up at a certain time?
Yeah, the car parade off of by Salvation Army, Arby's, and Culver's. They're gonna leave there approximately 7 o'clock, and they'll probably arrive in town around 7:30 with the
Okay.
pace that they go.
So what time do you have Tim coming out to start?
Well, we're gonna get there far
Yeah.
earlier ahead of time.
We
Um,
live there, right? You
right.
live there.
But if people want to watch our stream, eyeball around 7:30.
Okay. All right. So you'll be starting the live stream at around 7:30. And it's all depends on how long it takes them to get set up and then start down Van Dyke because it's a ways
Yeah.
to go. But that's it.
How many little kids want them revving their engines?
And
they're like, oh, I
throwing
gotta
candy.
show off now.
Because they always tell all the cars, because they've been part of it, that don't throw candy, because we always have trunks full of candy. So everybody goes, yeah, sure, okay. And then as soon as you get past 31 Mile Road, everybody starts throwing candy. So they go slow. They know that the kids are out there on the road. So, and who doesn't like getting candy? I mean, as a kid, you don't want to go to a car
Yeah.
show and watch a bunch of old cars. You
Well-
want the candy. It's like Halloween relived. So, okay, so that's the highlight really of Saturday night. So we'll be covering that. You'll be able to watch that on the Mitt TV on Facebook.
Yeah,
And
follow us on
everywhere else.
Facebook, open up that little QR code, subscribe to us on YouTube, and hit that notification bell.
Yeah, and watch live. Watch it live. So Monday starts early crew call for us.
So early.
And Brendan, he's, cracking the whip early in the morning. He's already been lining up all the crew's material and all the cables. I mean, people don't understand what it takes to live broadcast a parade
intense.
of that size. Yeah. So it's a pretty early morning, but Westview starts off with their farm and their peachy tent with all their pies and apple cider and all that. And then at 9 o'clock, the children line up for the annual children's parade. And you're involved in the chamber. You can talk a little bit about that.
So the chamber has run the children's parade for at least a few years now, but we love doing it. You hear all the little children's teams come in, all the kids are giggling. And we line them up around Hollister Street.
Yep.
And we're like, all right, you go over here, you go over here. The dance team is always a huge part of the parade. And this year's theme is sports. So we got great reception from having this theme because we were able to bring in the Junior Bulldogs. Some other sports teams are coming in, possibly some roller hockey, which I'm really excited about. So hopefully that comes through. But I think this is going to be one of our larger children's parades. There's so many students involved, so many parents that are also involved that are like, all right, let's go. Let's get the whole team involved.
Yeah.
It's so adorable.
It
You see all the
is.
kids just jumping. They're like, yeah, let's go.
And I love seeing the people get like they show up like at 4 o'clock in the morning to set up their
Mm-hmm.
chairs so they have good viewing of both parades. But they start off early because they've already set up. So everybody's out there,
Mm-hmm.
at 9 a.m., 9 a.m., not 9 p.m., 9 a.m., just to get their seats because the
Yeah.
parade doesn't start till 10. And, you'll see us, everybody will see us because we're broadcasting the children's parade too. And, you hear them coming. And our announcers, which this year again are going to be Richard Corey
Mm-hmm.
and Ron Tavernet, which are both amazing voices
Yes.
and announcers. They both have had wonderful careers and they do it for us every year. And they'll be describing, like you guys have put together the whole book.
Actually,
So,
just picked it up today.
okay,
I
you
saw
gonna get it
Richard
for
today, and I'm like, there you go.
Oh, good. He likes it early because they like
Mm-hmm.
to practice together. So, because they always like to be able to ad lib, throw a little
Yeah.
history in there, because sometimes those floats can be like a little far away from one another. Someone doesn't get out right on track, or, they get waylaid somehow. Kids get in the way. But we're going to start that broadcast at 10 a.m. sharp on the Mitt
10
TV.
a.m.
And it's sponsored by the North Macomb Regional Chamber of Commerce, which does the most wonderful things for our community. And then we'll still have the be after it only runs about 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's a shorter
Yeah,
parade.
yeah,
It's like a nice lead up, if,
yeah,
if you have things to do the rest of the day, you're like, okay, family, we're going to see the children's parade, and then we
right,
got to get out
yeah,
before the crazy crowd comes in.
yeah. Well, everybody goes to the restaurants.
Yeah.
We've got our coffee shop,
Hmm.
Main Streets. We got Main Street Cafe or bar. We've got Youngers. We've got the Office,
There's JL's,
JL's.
again mentioning barbecue.
Yeah, K Blocks.
You're a Kobe.
Yeah, the sushi,
Mm.
best sushi in town. So everybody just kind of floods into the restaurants once the children's parade is done, and then they go off to the craft shows, try to spend some money, um, go to the outdoor wineries.
Hmm.
But a lot of people stay in town because they got to get their seats for
For
the
the
big
big
show.
show.
For the big show. So the big show, what time does it start?
1:30 p.m.
Yep. And it's the largest parade in the state of Michigan.
It's huge.
It's huge. And this year it's going to be a little longer. Make sure you mark that down, Brendan, because it's going to be a long one because it's a political year. So we have all the politicians coming too. And a couple of them will
Mhm.
be stopping at our booth to say hello to the Mitt crew because we are going to be live broadcasting them. And we
Mhm.
get 120 to 150,000 people watching
Yeah.
because we're the only ones that live stream the largest parade in Michigan. So, and it's the hometown parade. And it's the largest slice of Americana that you're
Mhm.
ever going to witness. So if you're listening to this and you want to see the most incredible display of humanity and American loving people, come to this parade.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
Just the
it'll
energy
inspire
that
you.
you
Yeah.
feel. The crowd roars. It doesn't matter what float is going by, but they're
Yeah.
like, we love you.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yep. And we have as our master, no, what do we call it?
Oh,
Mr. Slava.
uh,
Grand Marshal.
yes.
The Grand Marshal this year is Mr. Slava, who has for many, many years been a teacher at our high school, and he's impacted so many young people.
Mhm.
I had him. I had him. So he wasn't, he was one of my favorite teachers. He was a wonderful, wonderful man. But we have marching bands from
Mhm.
everywhere. We have dance companies. We have the Ghostbusters. We have all of a very large
Mhm.
list of parades or event entries,
Yes, entries.
floats, and entries. So, and our crew will be in the middle taking
Action shots.
shots of the parade and the bands and all of that. So it'll be a wonderful night. And then after a lot of people flood into the restaurants again because they're all open, and then they move into also back to the field house for the food there, and there's music until late. So, I know everybody has to go to work on Tuesday, but
It's a Monday night party.
they're going to be out late. So, and that wraps up our wonderful Peach Festival, which is what the Village Romeo is really known for.
Yeah.
So,
It's just
so what's your favorite part?
my favorite part. Well, to tell the truth, I'm an Armada girl.
I know.
So Romeo's done a lot of really good convincing lately. And the Peach Festival energy throughout just all the stores in town, all the businesses, you see everyone come together.
Yeah.
And that's something that's just, you don't see that all the time.
Right.
And I don't know if I can speak to like the carnival part or some of the other shows because I haven't been ingrained in it. But just the businesses coming together. This past week we had a kind of intense storm come through here.
Yeah.
And right before Peach Fest, a lot of these restaurants and like food trucks on the field, they lost power.
Right.
And I didn't even think about it. It's not the first thing on my brain, but it's like they just got all this food for the biggest weekend.
Yeah.
That they planned for.
Everybody was helping everybody.
Everyone was helping everyone. Everyone's like,
Unloading.
all right, the freezer's full.
Yep.
All right, here's more ice bags. Here's more ice bags.
Yeah.
And it just, that sort of caring, no matter like who you are, if your business is a competitor, if your business has nothing to do with the business next door, you've never talked to them before,
Right.
but you know that this weekend means a lot to them.
Yeah.
They
was
do
a
something.
community thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just think that was the biggest pull there.
I love seeing people walk around, like Vera's balloons. That's a huge hit. And that's right in the middle of town. And everybody, you got to go there to get the candy, the toys. All the kids have to go there. MJC, they've got a market behind their store.
They've got a monster truck there right now.
Yeah. They do a lot for our community too. Those women are crazy over there.
They are.
I want to
crazy.
work there. She does all these reels and it's just a blast. But
well, you can't forget Old World Nouveau.
Old World. No, of course we can't.
Got 2 levels of fine furniture, good home goods.
The best decorating. Decorations.
There's a dog in there.
There's a dog. We love the dog.
It's a pug.
What's the dog's name?
Rory.
Rory. Yeah, don't forget Rory. Come in and see Rory. They're right on the corner. Right on the corner as you come into town on the west side.
Right across from Tar Financial.
Right. And JL's. Yep. So don't forget JL's.
Get some barbecue.
Yep.
Go buy a candle.
Yeah. Yeah. So listen, we've had a blast doing this magazine.
Yeah.
We really did. And it's always fun to work here. Isn't it, Brendan?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. It's fun working here because we have the best people. And you see them in our commercials. You see them behind the scenes when you come in here for podcasts, and you're going to see them on the streets this weekend. So thanks for joining us. And don't forget, if you can't make it out to the Peach Festival, click on Facebook, the Mitt TV, or the mitttv.com, or YouTube to watch it live. All right.
And if you like what we do, you can go to look us up on Google and leave us a 5-star review.
We need the reviews. We're looking for reviews. Everybody loves us, but you don't take the time to go to Google.
Tell us why.
Yeah.
Tell us what we can do.
Right.
Tell us what you love about us.
And help move us up on the Google list. But thanks for joining us. And it's been a pleasure to talk to you, Madison.
It's been a fun time.
Thanks for helping out, too.
Well, thank you.